Chief Communications Officer of Gearbox Entertainment, Dan Hewitt.
Hello, PAX people! That is fantastic. I hope you all are doing well. And sorry, I just always think, wow, there are so many people here. This is fantastic. Thank you for making time for Gearbox, and we love seeing you all. Whether you're here in the hall or whether you're watching online, you're a part of our community, a part of our Gearbox family, and we love seeing you all. I will tell you, this show has a particular special meaning for me, apart from the fact that I just love PAX in general. I have been out of the office for the past few months. My husband and I had our first child. So I have been on paternity leave, and I just came back from paternity leave like 48 hours ago. So it's like, oh my gosh. And I tell you what, I sort of have a thing. I was debating whether to do it or not, and I'm being completely serious. Do y'all want to see a picture of my kid? Yeah. Hey, Sean, can we load up that picture of my kid? And if you think I'm kidding, that is absolutely her. She is a sweetheart, and she makes my world go round, and she's the best. And while I could keep showing you pictures of my little girl all day long, why don't we talk about some video games? How about that? We have got an incredible show for you all today. We've got some great people here from the Risk of Rain 2 team who are going to be talking about, that's right, who are going to be talking about what's going on with that incredible game that I love playing so much. But we also have a whole group of folks here from the Borderlands 4 team. How about that State of Play? Was that State of Play with Sony awesome? That was an amazing show. But we've got a great group of folks who are going to be doing deep dive conversation. We're also going to be doing a Q&A. We've taken questions from the community online as well as people in the audience. And we've got Randy here who's going to be doing a giveaway. So I'm excited about that. Stay with us for the giveaway. So why don't we get started? What do y'all think? All right. Coming out now are Roger and Bruno from our Risk of Rain 2 team. Roger and Bruno.
Well, what a crowd. Lovely to see y'all.
Crazy.
Hi, I'm Bruno Fontanetti, lead designer for Risk of Rain 2.
And I'm Roger Court, technical director for Risk of Rain 2.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be here. Okay, since Hopu Games and Gearbox first launched Risk of Rain 2 in early access right here at PAX, it's been so exciting to see over 10 million people engage with Lemurians, Wisps, and the adorably squishy Gups.
Now for the uninitiated, let's bring you up to speed. Risk of Rain is a fast-paced, third-person shooter roguelike where up to 4 friends are dropped onto a hostile alien planet and forced to survive as long as possible. The catch? Time is your enemy. The longer you play, the harder it gets. You choose from a roster of up to 16 unique playable survivors, each with their own playstyle, and battle increasingly difficult enemies across dozens of environments. It's all about finding loot, stacking wild power-ups, and balancing risk versus reward as you either try to escape the planet or stick around and press your luck for ever longer, crazier runs. Most of the time, though, you're gonna die.
That's true. Diving into Risk of Rain 2, one quickly finds out that death is only the beginning. Every playthrough has the potential to unlock powerful new survivors, items, artifacts, all in purpose of the next run. Now, think adrenaline, chaos, and strategy rolled up all into one death-defying experience. Oh yeah, that's right. It's still me, sorry.
A little more.
After the early access update, Risk of Rain 2, we went into full release 1.0. Then a year after, we had the anniversary update where we had Bandit and a slew of other content. To be honest, Multi's best skill came out of that. And then after that, we had Gearbox and Hopu Games combined together to go straight into the DLCs.
All right. Survivors of the Void was a huge content boost for the game. It added 2 playable survivors, Railgunner and Void Fiend, along with new stages, new enemies, a new final boss, and over 40 new items, including corrupted void variants that can totally flip the way your build plays. The DLC also introduced the Simulacrum, a wave-based, oh man, I always forget this one. Let me see. An endless, wave-based something or other. It's a simulacrum. It's cool. For those that want a purer form of multiplayer chaos. Now, a year ago, we released our second expansion, Seekers of the Storm, this time bringing 3 new survivors along with a branching route to complete the game known as the Path of the Colossus. This is a multi-stage trek that scales a giant statue and includes new stages, new items, new enemies, and elite types, and culminates in a new final boss challenge.
That's awesome. So earlier this week, we released Phase 3 of the improvement updates. Phase 1 being the items, where we overhauled all of them in conjunction with the community, ensuring that we increased the fun, improved the balance, and created new synergies between old and new items. Then we moved on in March to Phase 2, which was the False Sun boss fight and its redesign, making sure that encounter had a glow-up, it was polished and compelling, all while keeping the challenge that Risk of Rain players love. And then finally, Phase 3, the Survivor update. Seeker, False Sun, and Chef. All their skills got a massive update and glow-up. And we also added multiple new abilities so that players have more choice and creativity in their runs.
Now, we're super proud of the work that went into those updates, as well as the reception we've received from fans and our community. If you haven't already, we truly believe that there's never been a better time to play Risk of Rain 2. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of content. But believe me, we're far from finished. Fans have been asking us, what's next for Risk of Rain 2? And today I'd like to share with you all a sneak peek.
Wow. That looks so good. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. All right. So now, first off, thank you, Roger, Bruno. That was great. Now I want to bring onto the stage 2 of my best friends from Gearbox. Please put your hands together for Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment, and Andrew Reiner, our Global Chief Creative Officer. Hello, gents.
Hello.
Hi.
Randy, how's your PAX going?
Oh my God. You guys who's played Risk? Has anybody played Risk of Rain 2? Like, holy shit. The game, like for a humble, dude, this is like, they're $25, man. Just do it. It's freaking great. I'm addicted to this game, this humble little thing that and there's like 10 million people that have jumped on. If you haven't tried it yet, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's freaking awesome. I freaking love it. And I'm here right now with you guys. We're here together.
Amazing.
And I get to talk about Borderlands 4.
Reiner, how's your PAX?
I'm having an absolute blast. I love this show. PAX is one of the best shows. I've been going to video game shows since 1995.
Holy shit.
And PAX is one of the best in embracing the community and bringing gamers together. It's so much fun to just sit and talk games with all of you and seeing all the cosplay. Look at this front row.
I'll let you guys get to it. Have a great conversation.
All right.
Holy shit. Yeah. Are we doing
We
this?
have most of the Vault Hunters here. This is great.
Yeah, holy shit. Look at
Bad
that.
guys
oh my
over
God, you
here.
guys look amazing.
This is trouble over here.
I want some photos with you guys later. Is that cool? Awesome, awesome. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
All right, should
All right,
we get to
let's
it?
do it. Yeah.
All right,
cool.
So
Who
just
got-
a little table setting here. We recently released the PlayStation State of Play Showcase. Deep dive, 20 minutes, giving you a primer of what the game is. Today we're going to go a little deeper into the game and kind of show you some of the things you've been asking questions about. I actually have community questions that I got online that we'll be asking as we go about this. But it's not just going to be Randy and me talking today. We have developers from Gearbox here. The team's hard at work on the game right now, but they took some time to answer your questions and be here with you today. So please give a warm, loud welcome to April Johnson, our Associate Narrative Director. Nick Thurston, Lead Game Designer. And Grant Cow, Associate Creative Director.
You guys ready?
We're so
Super ready.
Are you guys ready? Dude, before, we moved the date up. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
When does that ever happen? Everybody was like, oh yeah, GTA 6. Like, dude, we had no idea. We discovered it when you guys did. We've got this, you guys. This game is in great shape. We're cooking. We are cooking. We are cooking. We are cooking.
Yeah, baby.
All right, sorry, Reiner, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question first,
yeah,
Randy. So, yeah, stay on the edge of your seat here. This is an intense question. No, you've been involved with every Gearbox release so far.
Yeah.
That's every Borderlands game, of course. Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
You even worked on Half-Life game, Duke Nukem. You've seen it all. You've done it all. How do you feel at this moment in time where we're at with Borderlands 4?
It's pretty good. We're on offense, you guys. Look, sometimes we're white knuckling to the landing, And look, we got a lot of work to do. We're working our asses off, but the momentum is insane. The velocity is insane. I don't think we've ever been in a better spot this far from launch as we are right now with Borderlands 4. And I'm really, really stoked because I kind of need a game like this right now, I kind of need this. So I'm stoked to play it. I just can't wait to get it done so we can all play together. You guys want to play together? Yeah.
So let's go back to the end of Borderlands 3, kind of connect the dots for people. Just spend a few seconds before we get to the new stuff, setting the story, Randy. Lilith teleported Elpis away. Why did she do that? What was the purpose of this?
Yeah, so with the numbered sequels, we're on a continuum with a story, and at the end of Borderlands 3, everything that we knew was at stake. Pandora itself, the planet that everybody lived on, was a vault, and the moon of Elpis was the key. And if the key went into the vault, Lilith and all of her friends would die. So she effectively sacrificed herself to save everyone and bamfed Elpis away. But where did it go? Where did it go? And now we know. It went to this other place on the other side of the galaxy, a new place that we call Kairos.
In April, this is a community question that I saw online. Where are the rest of the Crimson Raiders?
So the rest of the Crimson Raiders, they just cannot give up on Lilith. There's always this hope for them. So they have split up trying to find her throughout the galaxy. So we haven't seen the end of them, but we're going to get to visit with some of them in Borderlands 4.
And we know the Timekeeper is our big bad in Borderlands 4.
Boy, howdy.
And he rules Kairos with an iron fist, or a golden fist, but we don't know much about him, his motivations. Can you walk us through who the Timekeeper is?
So the Timekeeper wants everything under control. He doesn't want anything to deviate from his vision of what Kairos needs to be. And to maintain that control, he does what, you're going to do, which is planet-wide propaganda, outlawing vault hunting, doesn't want anything to do with vault hunters. And, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well have a massive unyielding army, which is our Order army. And then, you could get a cybernetic implant, put that in everybody's back, and, just control them into submission. So yeah, he holds Kairos very tightly, and he is clever and he is calculating. But when Elpis comes in and is basically like knocking on the door of the Veil of Kairos,
very rudely,
rudely, we might see the Timekeeper struggling to maintain that control. And you get a couple of Vault Hunters involved.
The dude's had it locked down for like thousands of years.
Thousands.
And suddenly, some punk ass Vault Hunters show up and wreck his shit. He's not cool with that.
So what's happening on the surface now that Elpis is here?
So now that Elpis is here, the people of Kairos didn't really have anything other than abject control in their lives. And so when Elpis comes in, I mean, these people see the stars, like the reality of the stars for the first time. And they start to go, what if there's more? And of course, there's always the first. So someone took the risk of ripping the bolt out of their spine and out of their neck and encouraged everyone to seek that same freedom. Now, the risk of that is you might have a little bit of a personality change, or you might just vomit and die. High risk, high reward, as we say in the biz. So we're gonna see a lot of unique personalities and how ripping out these bolts has affected the community. And you're also going to see how the pressure of remaining under this control, where there's hope and where people are trying to find each other to escape this and make Kairos better for them. I mean, as good as you can get shit in the Borderlands.
Let's dive into our Vault Hunters. We have 4 new ones in this game. And I'm going to ask this to both April and Nick here. So April, talk about who they are, and Nick, maybe give us some new tidbits on gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's start with Vex the Siren. She's not your typical Siren.
She's not. Vex is a bit newer to her Siren powers, and she didn't always have a lot of the best situations growing up, and she knows that a lot of bad things happen, even if you're a good person. And with this sort of awakening of her Siren powers, she can finally do something about it. And where that sort of manifests for her is a little spooky and a little cool. And if you're gonna, kick some bad guys in the teeth, you might as well do it with a bunch of Reapers and a big kitty cat.
Yeah, I mean, like you already said, she's definitely the spookiest Siren we've ever had. She's the first Siren that can physically manifest physical beings into existence, right? Like you saw her phase cat Trouble. She can summon Reapers and Specters, which is her third action skill that we'll talk about in a little bit. And she's also the first Siren who focuses a lot on kinetic damage. She can actually switch between all the elements, but there's a heavy hook there for those of you who enjoy like lifesteal or draining the souls of your enemies. So that's pretty cool.
In April, from the first day I saw our cat in the game, it was named Trouble. There wasn't a placeholder name.
Nope.
I wrote, I was like, that shouldn't change. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know, Nick. Where did that name come from?
So Graham, the creative director, kind of always told me that every good witch has a good cat by her side, a good cat familiar. And I have a good cat familiar at home too. His name is Trouble, and I just kind of put it in the game. I'm like, I'm going to name him after my cat. So it just kind of stuck, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you
Real
this.
Trouble.
Do you think we could get your other cat's name in a Borderlands game?
My other cat's named Nisha.
Okay, fair.
So, already taken.
All right, let's dive into Rafa. His backstory is really wild.
Rafa, wow. So Rafa grew up in microgravity, and this had a permanent effect on his bones, his muscles, his organs. So he would struggle to live anywhere else, which sort of isolated him, and he has got a lust for life and wants to be out there and doing things. So along comes Tediore and gives him this exosuit. And because Tediore is going to Tediore, he could die at any moment. The suit could kill him. So ironically, the thing that gave him the ability to explore the universe and the world and like have this big life is also this thing that could kill him. But he just rolls with it. He lives every moment to the fullest, and he's playful and energetic and charming, and he's really kinetic as like a vault hunter. And that's really reflected in his dialogue. I mean, he's so charming that even the enemies have things to say about that. And I think that like fluidity of his movement, you can really see that in his skill trees and his action skills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, if charisma could kill, he used that as a weapon, but unfortunately it doesn't do much. So instead he has energy blades, he's got laser guns, he's got shoulder-mounted cannons that some of our fans at home already spotted in the previous trailer. And yeah, he's easily our most agile Vault Hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to equip some energy blades and get slicing.
All right, and Harlow is also an interesting character into science, technology, but has a connection to a well-known Borderlands family.
So, as some of you rowdy, wonderful fans noticed, Harlow is part of the Trant family. And you can imagine, if you heard that 40 to 50 times a day, you would also pick up a book on theoretical physics. And so Harlow is joyful and brilliant, and she's got 5 PhDs, and she has this force of will and this drive. And why not use all that brains and that creativity to just bend gravity to your will?
Yeah, I mean, scientists love to learn new things, especially when that means imploding or exploding your enemies, new ways to do that, right? We've already seen her, destruct in this giant apparatus that fires like a disco ball of destruction. It's pretty cool. She can lift her enemies and slam them into the ground, and she even has quite a few gadgets that we haven't quite shown you guys yet, but they're pretty sweet.
All right, and Amon, he is apparently a part of a Vault Hunter worshiping clan, or Vault Monster worshiping clan. Tell us about him.
I will tell you that if you are going to worship Vault Monsters and decide to open a vault, that's not going to go well. And so unfortunately for Amon, he lost his entire family, he lost his spouse, he lost his friends, his community, and he sort of harnesses this deep grief to decide, well, you know what, a Vault Monster took something from me, so I'm gonna kill every last one of them. And he is a big, beefy daddy, but I will say there's also this really beautiful warrior poet side to him, and he wants to find community and connection, and he's just so single-mindedly focused on literally and figuratively forging his body into a weapon.
Yeah, and I mean, other than forging his body, he also has what we call forge drones that live in his spine and the side of his arm. He is literally able to psychically control them and manifest them into all kinds of weapons. I mean, he's got a sword, he's got an axe, he's got a hammer, he's got a shield, he's got a spear, he's got a whip.
This is a long list.
He's got everything that you might expect from a sci-fi Viking, because that's pretty, it's pretty great.
And Randy, let's focus on the planet Kairos a little bit. What can players expect as they're traversing this world?
Oh yeah. Well, look, it's if you're like a human living on Earth and you want to like go someplace safe, Kairos sucks. Like you're fucking dead. Like everything will kill you out there. If you're a Vault Hunter, it's awesome because nobody gives a shit if you kill dudes and take their loot. It's also unbelievably amazing. There's incredible vistas and the highest of highs and the lowest of lows and a range of different atmospheres. Now, some parts are pretty locked down. The Timekeeper did get a hold of this place, and he's got his tamed center of the planet where he commands and controls everything. But out in the wilds, it's nuts. And also, even in that area, it's not safe unless you are on the side of the Order. So for a Vault Hunter, it's just everything's possible. And this is the biggest, by far, universe that we've built, and it's seamless. There's no load times. Just you see something anywhere on the screen, a mile away, up in the sky, you will be able to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Grant, we have dynamic weather systems. Walk us through what players can expect.
Yeah, and Kairos, there will be a myriad of different storms, from rain to thunder to snow and dust. They won't have a direct impact on gameplay, like your damage is going to increase or decrease because you're in rain, but you will have vision obscurity, you will see some things harder and some things that are easier to see. So just be prepared and go out and kick some butt.
And Kairos is huge. You know, this is a fun place to explore. We're going to have story missions all over the place, but there's other things that you can do in the world. Grant, walk us through some of those as well.
As players go through Kairos, they will have a myriad of things to kind of encounter, ranging from dynamic world bosses to NPCs that need help. All of these are just like loot chases, so anytime you do any of these, you'll be rewarded with good loot and like a loot chest and stuff. So be sure to stop and help the locals, be sure to kill the badasses that spawn, and try to fight the bosses that try to kill you.
And Randy, in our State of Play showcase, vaults were mentioned. Plural, what does that mean?
Plural is plural. Yes, there are vaults. Yes. you want me to give it all up right now?
No.
Yeah. One shoulder at a time, baby.
I'm a former journalist. I got to do it. And as I just said, Kairos is huge. How are we getting around?
Well, you know, you can do what you used to do, run and walk, and but there's a whole lot of new stuff. You could jump, of course, and you could double jump, and you could climb, and you could glide, and you could grapple. And one of the, you know, we've had some big environments in the past, but we've always, when we've wanted to traverse longer distances, you know, you've gone to a vehicle station and gotten in your truck or your car or whatever you're into. We kind of came up with this idea, like, what if I can just use Digistruct technology to bring my personal vehicle to me at any time, anywhere. And it's awesome. Like, I can just get on a bike and cook. And there's so many cool chassis and tons of customizations that you'll collect and loot. And it's freaking fun to just grab that. And if that's not cool enough for you, then you can grapple too and go, and that's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of ways to get around.
And I've spent a lot of time reading feedback from the State of Play. And one thing people are honing in on is the compass. And there's also, you know, this legacy of a mini map. Why do you think the compass is the way to go here for Borderlands 4?
And you're looking at me like you're going to throw the hard shit at me.
I'm giving you the hard one. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Here's the deal. You guys haven't played the game yet. You know, obviously, when we did Borderlands 1, we didn't have a mini map, and we added it in Borderlands 2. And we noticed that there's some people online going like, wait, we haven't seen a mini map in what you've shown so far. What's going on there? I'll tell you the deal, and I'll just be straight with you. We made a big frickin' world, and a lot of the things you do can be local space, but a lot of the things you do or want to do are out there. And a local space map is not a good way to navigate when you're thinking about objectives and opportunities, several at the same time that might be miles away. And a compass really helps us do that. The other thing that the team really wanted to commit to, these guys are awesome, and they want to push the boundaries of design and environment. Instead of just a single flat plane, they embraced a lot of verticality. You're going to have more verticality in Borderlands 4 than you've ever seen before in a Borderlands game, by far. And when you have a layered environment, a top-down two-dimensional view is extremely confusing. But with a compass, with arrows that tell you if things are up or down, or you have a much better sense of spatial awareness. And we want you to play the game and not play the map. So we made a commitment, and we put all of that investment into this compass system. And you still have the big map. It's one click away. And we put more cool stuff in there than we've ever done before. We even have like an AI-driven kind of navigation system that'll give you a GPS on the big map to show you the line of where you can go. And there's even an in-world companion Echo bot that has some features there that'll help you navigate. And there's a lot of tools that help you navigate. And you know, look, we're open to thinking about things in the future, but play the game first and understand the choices we've made. And I think you'll see and understand when you realize how big this world is and how playing the game in the world is better than playing the map.
You just mentioned Echo 4, our new little companion, adorable little robot. April and Grant, I'd like to dive deeper into this bot.
Echo 4. So you can see what a charming little dude he is. He's a real chipper, helpful, very, very cute robot. And the animation team at Gearbox is extraordinary. And the work that they put into to make him emote and have this really sweet personality. And I'm going to lean forward and I'm going to look at you and you're going to look at me. I know you don't want to die and fight for your life. I understand that. But I need you to do it just once to see absolutely how sad Echo 4 gets when you die. So if you could just do it once for me, that's all I'm asking. But he not only just does a little robot tear when you cry, he's also actually a very helpful tool in the game, I guess.
Yeah, Echo 4 also controls a lot of your HUD, including giving you options to upgrade your SDUs. They also provide your rewards. So those that didn't want to talk to Lilith for the 30th time, you can now have your rewards delivered straight to you from Echo 4.
And you can customize them too, right?
Yeah, you can have plenty of customizations for Echo 4.
So many, too many. If you...
We can't tell you all of them, but there might be some hats involved.
Yeah, and it's a and it's a companion navigation AI. So if you get lost, just your buddy will help you. Yeah.
Grant and Nick, let's dive into our guns. What can we expect from our manufacturers this time around?
Are there guns in this game?
What?
There's a few.
Wait a minute.
They're just a little bit.
2 hands this time, yeah.
We have 5 returning favorite manufacturers, the Jacobs, Maliwan, Vladoff, Tedior, and Torg. Those are our 5 returning favorites. And then we have 3 brand new ones, the Ripper, Daedalus, and Order.
Yeah, and I mean, and we also have ones that are parts only, right? I mean, we got the Hyperion with the shields, COV, so you can make any gun into a heat gun, and then Atlas, so you can, shoot that sweet tracking dart and go blasting, right?
Yes, there's nothing more satisfying than a homing Torg assault rifle.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And let's
pretty
be
good.
honest, Hyperion guns are only useful for the shield. So
Yeah.
I want my shield.
They
on
make
my,
good parts.
I want
Yeah.
my shield on my Maliwan elemental gun. That's what I want.
April, this is a community question. They're asking where Doll is.
So Kairos has been locked off for like thousands and thousands and thousands of like Earth years, right? So nothing really gets in and out with ease. So they're sort of at the mercy of what ship crashed and what parts might be available. So Borderlands is a big, massive universe, so I promise you we probably haven't seen the last of Doll. But I will say, just enough Doll parts did fall. Echo 4 is Doll. So, hey, we gave you a little sweet Doll Echo buddy, so.
Grant, how do the licensed parts work? This could also be a community question. I've seen a lot of people asking, like, what agency they have with that system.
Yeah, so licensed parts are our way of describing behaviors from all the manufacturers that we love from Borderlands 3 and the ones that we've added in Borderlands 4. So because there are so many behaviors in the game now, we wanted to make sure that guns drop these behaviors in a kind of tiered fashion. There's no crafting in the game. Players can't modify or craft their guns to have specific licensed parts. They're just drops in the world, and the way they drop is on a tiered system. So from common all the way to legendary, there's different sets of behaviors you can get. Epic's having the most behaviors, and legendaries having one less behavior, but having their own unique behavior.
And can every gun have a TDR part that lets you throw it?
Every gun can have a TDR part that can be thrown.
And most guns have something called an underbarrel. This is not something new to the series, but we're leaning into it pretty heavily in this game.
Yeah,
Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, one of the favorite things from Borderlands 3 was adding underbarrels to a lot of our manufacturers. This time around, we're taking it up a notch. Vladoff, again, has like the micro rockets, but that technology has now been licensed by other manufacturers too, so that you can have versions of micro rockets, such as the Jacobs having a micro rocket knife that is attached to the underbarrel of their gun, and they can fire it and it does an exploding shot. This can be coupled with other licensed part behaviors like a TDR thing, so when you throw a Jacobs gun with an underbarrel Vladoff, it'll have shooting micro rockets while flying in the air.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Grant, let's go into enhancements. That's another thing. Like, you're going to be kind of
Yeah.
want to round up, specific manufacturers.
Enhancements, they come back in the form, they were called artifacts in BL3, and we're calling them enhancements in BL4. They're a way to modify the play style. So if you really favor a manufacturer like Jacobs and you want to have that crit behavior that kind of ricochets the bullet, you can have that on another gun that has a Jacobs license part with the Jacobs enhancement, so that now a Torg with a Jacobs license part can now ricochet their sticky gyrojets on other targets.
And our eagle-eyed community saw something that looks like set bonuses. There's airstrike there. What is that?
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we're adding firmware, which is our end-game system, and it's one of our end-game systems to help boost the power of the gear. And as you can see in this screenshot, there's 3 parts to it, and if you can get all 3 parts, you get a big damage or utility increase.
That sounds like gears, like sets to me. That sounds, yeah.
Might be.
Might be.
Previously, heavy weapons took up a gear slot, but this has been changed in BL4. How much variety will players find in this new system?
Ordnance is our new revamped slot for grenades and heavy weapons. We no longer want players to kind of hold on to rocket ammo and wait till like one encounter and just pull out their big rocket launcher. Now players can use their heavy weapon, which is on the cooldown, and we can balance that accordingly so that big moments where they want to pull out a big laser beam or rocket launcher or chain gun, they can use it and mow down enemies and don't feel like they have to hoard that ammo or have to go find that ammo to go be able to use it. And in addition, we wanted to make sure that grenades kept their massive impact that they had in previous Borderlands games, but without being able to spam them constantly, so that we had to balance them down to be really low damage or something like that. So now you can literally throw nuclear bombs with different behaviors, because again, they can have licensed parts too. So you can have like an artillery grenade that summons like a giant nuclear bomb. So
Also on cooldowns.
also on cooldowns.
Yeah, so that's a big shift.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is another question from the community. How will shields and grenades work?
So grenades I just explained, but shields we're also amping them up too. We're adding a new shield type called armor, and that's a more offensive-focused shield type. We wanted to promote that kind of offensive gameplay. So if you're running and gunning and jumping into combat, your armor shield has a chance of regenerating in combat, so that you can be more offensively focused.
In this Borderlands game, Nick, brings more variety to the characters than ever before, our Vault Hunters.
Yeah.
What can we expect from those builds?
I mean, it should be the most diverse builds we've ever seen. The skill trees are like 2 to 3 times, I think, anything we've ever done before. We have what's called like a trunk and then branches that let you specialize more than you've ever been able to do. And like, it's not only my goal that I want to have a Vault Hunter be able to have a unique build for every tree. I want them to be like unique per branch. I want you and your friend to have the same action skill and have meaningfully different builds. And there is more than enough in this game for you.
So we could all have trouble, all 4 of us.
Yeah.
But they're all performing very
completely different.
That's so cool. Randy, these Vault Hunters, I know you love them. What can players expect?
I mean, they're the best ones. we got the best. Look, I'll tell you, this is the simplest way I can talk about our Vault Hunters. My biggest customer is my wife. She loves Borderlands, and when we make her happy, it's a good day for me, and when we don't, it's not. There's usually one Vault Hunter where I'm like, this is definitely going to be Christie's Vault Hunter, and I put a huge amount of personal English on that character. This one's going to be challenging because there are at least 3 that have some variations in builds that are exactly right up the alley of what I know my wife loves, and that's just like a tilt on it. For my own choices, there's 2 that I'm probably just going to be flipping back and forth between. I think there's more for every player than there's ever been before, because of the sophistication of the skill tree system that we've designed, that is easy to get into and easy to develop, but there's like layers and nuance and subtlety that as you craft that character towards your own playstyle, you're going to find that, oh, this is me and I feel at home and comfortable. And we have more optionality than we've ever had before. So it's awesome, but it's going to be a tricky choice to
Oh
get
yeah.
to it.
Every
Yeah.
time I boot it up, I'm like, oh.
I know.
Who do I want to play it?
Well, we've had our like regular play sessions where we're bouncing around too, and
Yeah.
that's evidenced by like it's just all really fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, let's go a little deeper on this, showing Vault Hunters and Gear working together. For this example, let's focus on Vex and crowd control.
Yeah, so I mean, the third action skill that Vex has is actually called Dead Ringer. We didn't show it off much in the state of play, but eagle-eyed fans have seen a spectral version of Vex wielding a scythe. It's a charge skill that kind of lets you decide to either spawn a Reaper, which will taunt enemies so to kind of take the heat off of you, or to summon Spectres, which are the opposite, which they specialize in damage, but they're very fragile. So because of the fact that Vex applies her elemental attunement to whatever she summons, you can do something like, have a Malawan gun that has fire and cryo. You can switch to cryo, make a Reaper, slow down the enemies all around you, so that way they're staying a safe distance, and then switch to fire and just spawn another 2 Spectres behind them that'll just light up the enemies. There's so much possibility with Vex and elemental gameplay. It's really exciting.
You could put those anywhere on the battlefield, right? Like,
absolutely, yeah. And by the way, there's at least one class mod that will let you actually pass on your gear to Spectres, which is always pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Grant, we talked in the State of Play showcase about gear balance, the rarities mattering again, legendaries matter again. What did we do? What else have we done to improve the gear chase?
Yeah, because Gear now has so many behaviors, and they ramp up and they escalate in the amount of things that can happen. We want to make sure that we adjust the complexity so that players aren't bombarded with so many behaviors right off the bat. So we've adjusted the kind of the loot chase, so that when players are playing the game, they feel a natural progression of like, oh, okay, I'm adding more things to my gear, I'm adding more things to my gear, so that when they go and express themselves in the combat battlefield, they're not, just being mysteriously overwhelmed with so many things that are happening. And because of that, legendaries now have legendary power. They feel super strong. They come at moments, rare moments, that when you open like a red loot chest or you kill a super rare boss, and when you get that unique legendary behavior, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this really changes the way the game plays. So we're reducing the amount of legendaries, but you're going to feel every single legendary when it drops.
Yeah, legendaries are legendary.
Let's
in
spoil
every
one.
sense.
Let's spoil one. Let's give the community one of them. What can we expect?
One of the legendaries that drops from one of the major bosses in the game is called Ruby's Grasp. And Ruby's Grasp is, if you've seen the State of Play showcase, there's a boss with lots of hands, and Ruby's Grasp is just one that just won't let enemies get away. So,
By the way, did you clock the little subtlety there? It dropped from that boss. Does that mean dedicated drops from bosses?
What?
yes, yes.
The answer is yes.
The game will ship with dedicated drops across the whole game. Every boss, every mini boss will have dedicated drops.
Randy, I'm going to throw you the last question here about co-op.
Because I play with my wife? Yeah.
Yes. What does it mean to Borderlands 4? What have we done that's a little different this time?
Co-op is a religion to us. Here's the thing. It's so awesome that Borderlands is freaking killer when you play alone. And we know a lot of people, they just want to do their own thing and don't want anybody else messing with them. And Borderlands 4 is an awesome solo game. But if you like co-op, it is best in class co-op by far. We have revamped the lobby system, so it's easier than ever to connect with people and easier than ever to get into a cooperative game. And it's drop in and drop out anytime you want. None of this play for 3 hours and then you can start co-op. No, just get in from the get, and people can drop in and drop out. And here's a cool one. Massive world, right? No load times. There's no like dog legs or anything like binding people together. What happens if like I go running off a million miles in one direction, my buddy goes off running? You can do that. You can do that. We don't care. Have at it. Have fun. Oh, but I want to get together again. Instant team fast travel. I can fast travel to any of my friends instantaneously, no matter where they are. It's cool. It's freaking cool. And no load times there either. It's just get into it. And look, here's the thing for me, like I'm in the game. We're working, we're all working our asses off, and the game's gonna launch, and we're gonna be like working on patches and future downloadable content. And my wife's going to be playing, and she's going to be like level 20 by the time I even like, okay, can I play with you? Dynamic level scaling. My level 1 chump can jump in her game, and the game will handle it. Even if I want to be on hard and she's on harder because she's a better gamer than me, it's cool. And also instance loot. So when the loot drops, there's loot for me and there's loot for her, and everybody's cool. And that's just like the beginning of our commitment to best-in-class co-op. We're leading the charge there. Other game developers, like, do it, man. I love your games too, but frick, man, why are you promising co-op and then gimping out? Like, give it to us. You can do it. Co-op.
Well, that's it for our
okay.
Q&A.
Here's the thing, you guys. I'm looking at the clock. I want to give some stuff away. Do you mind if we switch modes for a minute? Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to take over. Okay, so here's the thing. So I know you guys sometimes like when I do a magic trick. I'm not saying there won't be any magic, but because it might be. But you have to absolutely be convinced that this is fair, because I'm going to give something away, but I can't give something away to everybody. So, is there anybody today who it's their birthday? Anybody got a birthday, like literally today, that you would be able to prove it? If you have a birthday today, come on up here, come up and join me right here. If it is your birthday today, and Will might check your driver's license or something, so don't lie. If it's your birthday, come here. Because holy crap, you're spending your birthday with us. That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's get some birthday. There's some lines here on the floor right here. See these lines on the floor? Stand there. Face me though. Stand on the line. On the line. Yeah, and face me. Everybody how many birthdays do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about right for a crowd this size. That's what we expect. Thank you guys. Congratulations for having a birthday today, because one of you is going to get something cool. We don't know which one yet. We got to figure it out. Okay, so starting at the end, Will there's got a microphone. What's your name?
My name is Andres.
This is Andres, everybody. Andres, what do you do for a living?
I'm an engineer.
An engineer. All right. Making the world more convenient, easier to use the world. That's cool. All right, Andres. I think we respect engineers, right? All right, cool. All right, pass the mic. What's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor, what do you do, Trevor?
Also an engineer. Do a lot of
You're going to split the vote. Pass the mic down. What's your name?
I'm Elle.
Elle, what do you do, Elle?
I'm a writer and editor for a pretty popular YouTube channel.
Oh, making content for us. That's cool. I dig that. Pass the mic down. What's your name?
I'm Chad.
Chad, what do you do?
I work at Progressive. I handle all your auto repairs.
Auto insurance. All right. What's your name?
I'm Neil.
Neil. What do you do, Neil?
I'm a technician, and I help fix things, yeah.
Fixes things technician. All right, one more. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Rich.
Hi, Rich. What do you do?
I work in banking.
A banker. Okay, it's up to you guys. All right. Engineer number 1. Engineer number 2. Streamer, creator, content person from YouTube, doing YouTube stuff. Okay. Insurance. Technician. And banker. Dude, I think our insurance guy is the guy. Okay. Can you come? Will's gonna take you backstage. The rest of you hang out, because I got something for you guys too. But so like maybe hang out over here. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a game. If you guys can just hang out over here, maybe somebody can. Yeah, you can watch. We're gonna give something away. We're gonna need a random number. Can we get our loot chests out? We're gonna open a loot chest. Let's get our loot. Come on out, loot chests. We're gonna get our loot chests out, and we're gonna open a loot chest. And we're going to win a prize here. Now, it could be any one of these loot chests, and you're going to see that there's 100 loot chests that we're bringing on stage. We don't know which one we're going to get. We're going to get a random loot chest. And first of all, we're convinced that this was a random choice. You guys picked who's on stage. We now have to be convinced that we're going to pick a random loot chest. So our friend who's going to join me on stage is going to open. Well, we're going to see what's in one of these loot chests. I'm going to use you guys to help me figure out which one of these loot chests are going to open. Why don't? Okay. We're going to do it again, and one of them is going to start with a number. Okay, so whoever we end up picking is going to give us our number. We got numbers from 1 to 100. So do you guys want one of our engineers? Our YouTube content person? Okay. Our technician? Or our banker? All right, let's start with our YouTube. I need a number between 1 and 100. Actually, you know what? We'll do both the banker and give me the first digit. What's the first digit? We're going to... 2. And what's the second digit banker?
9.
29. Is there anyone in this room that doesn't believe that that was a randomly selected fair number? Is there any skeptic that isn't absolutely convinced that 29 is a random? I saw a hand go up over there. I saw that hand. Stand up, skeptic. Stand up back there. You don't believe that 29's random? You think that was a setup? You think they're stooges? You think they're in on this with us? Okay, you know what? Give me some other number, and we're gonna just give me some other number. 8. Should we, and who, there was another you. Are we gonna add 8 or subtract 8?
I think you gotta throw 1 in front of that 8.
Okay, 1 in front of the 8, now it's 18. And the other person, are we gonna add 18 or subtract 18? Subtract 18. What was the number we had over here? 29, and we're going to subtract 18. That leaves us with 11. It's a really low number, but we got it up where it's right over here. Does anyone believe that number is not random? That number is freaking random. How random is that, okay? We're going to go with 11. Where's our friend? Where's our friend? Who's our contestant? Bring him up. Bring him up. Yeah, don't run. Hi. You did it. You're about to win something. There is loot in every one of these chests. The audience has chosen for you. We're opening chest number 11. Okay? Before we change it, before we do it, are you confident that that's a random number, or would you like it to be made different somehow?
No, it sounded random from back there.
Okay, because it sounded random. We're all convinced, right? We're gonna go to number 11. Okay. Are you ready? Let's see what you get. You guys are keeping this honest? We're going to see what number 11 is. Let's see here. This is really cool. This is a Stay Cool custom shirt that has been customized by the artists of the Borderlands 4 team. It has been this is really cool. A custom shirt. Do we have it? Can we get it from backstage? We're going to give him his gift. This is one of one. This is a really cool. Look at Stay Cool. Here, hold that up. Show everybody. And all the art on there was drawn on. Yes, that's awesome. Now I know what you're wondering. You're wondering what could I have won? What would all the other prizes be? Do you guys want to see what the other ones could have been? Go ahead. Let's turn them all around. What could you have won? Bro, they're all Borderlands 4. You could have won months early a copy of Borderlands 4. But this is better, right? This is better. Wait a minute, what's this? There's something on here. Here, can you hold this up? Hold this up. Can we get the lights out here? Can we get the flash? Yeah. Can you guys see that? There's something really faint on there. Let me see. I think these are UV light. Oh, look, that looks like some code.
A shift code?
Is that a shift code? Do you know what that means? Whatever that is for everyone in the room. And for you. And you wear this, anyone who can see that, and this glows bright as day outside when you're in the sunlight, because sun has UV. So take a picture of that, write it down. This is the best shift code we've ever given out, you guys. So everybody grab it. This is like 75 golden keys in every single game. This is, I think there's like 25, is it right? I think some more. Is there more? Yeah, 75 golden keys and diamond keys. There's like 25 diamond keys. This is insane, you guys. So everybody in the room gets the best and yes, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Oh, and I got one more thing for you that we're going to send you if you give us your and every one of you that has a birthday, we're going to give you a collector's edition of Borderlands 4. When it comes out.
Thank you
So
so much.
please, Will, can you get all of their contact information? Get all of their happy birthday to you guys. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Yes. And by the way, that was sort of a foreshadow. And thank you to our helpers here with the loot chests. This is a foreshadow of something we're going to do it. We're going to have a shirt or a hoodie or something that anyone can buy that'll show up on our store, and it'll have a shift code on it, so that everyone can kind of be like when I'm sharing the shift codes with people. You're walking down the street, somebody goes, "I know what that is," and they'll get the loot that you're going to give them from your shirt. So, that'll be out later. So awesome, you guys. Now we do have some time left, and there's some.
We did it.
And there were some questions from the world. So we're going to do the hard questions now.
Noel.
Where are the questions
Waiting
at?
for those to come.
Noel? They're coming.
Here they come.
Yay,
there we are.
Question. And Noel.
All right.
Did any of you guys, there were some people pulling questions from the line out there. Some of you guys, okay, we'll see.
Hopefully we can get to them. Let's fly through these.
Okay, we'll fly, speed round.
Grant, are Invincibles coming back?
Yes, to be announced in a later date.
Ooh.
Randy, we want to know more about the end game.
Yes.
We'll say more very soon.
Listen, we're going to talk more about Endgame soon, but and in fact, some of us are going on a press tour, and we're going to be showing some of that stuff. And we have an event coming up in June that we're affectionately calling our BFF event, and we're going to be kind of getting into some of that too. So, and we'll broadcast it, but there's also going to be people live, and some of your favorite streamers will be streaming from the event, so that'll be good. And that's coming up in June.
Grant, do overworld enemies respawn without save quitting?
Yes, overworld enemies do respawn, just like in previous games. It's on a timer. There will be a machine to respawn bosses and mini-bosses, though, based off of how fast the player kills them.
Yeah, there's like a literal machine you could use to just make the boss reset so that you can grind them again if you want to get that dedicated loot drop.
Nick, will Badass Guardian rank make a return?
Yeah, there is an endgame specialization system that it's going to be very similar to the Badass system in the past games, but it's actually going to have meaningful choices. It won't just be like put points into this, that, and the other thing to get like a flat bonus. There will actually be behaviors, and you will have to make some hard choices. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Turns out we're talking about a lot of endgame.
Randy, I got a tough one for you here.
Oh, you got a spicy one for me?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Why is it always me that has to do the spicy ones? All right.
What will the game's price be? That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
Really now? I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing, and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice. The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we could spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. Whatever the price is, that they got the best value. And that's the philosophy that we live by. And so we're going to have a price set soon, and it might be the new price that like Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's going to be the people at the publishing house that decide that. And if it is cheaper, then maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want, but we'll develop later. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. We'll know soon. Yeah. I think it's going to be fine, whatever it ends up being. I think it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. Borderlands is fucking amazing, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah.
We haven't got kicked off stage yet. I'm just going to keep going until they
Yeah, we
stop.
can go until you guys leave or they kick us out. There's nobody on after us, so, Yeah.
April, what is Ordnance used for?
Ordnance.
Yeah, what is Ordnance?
Ordnance is sort of like the sister element to Iridium. And so it has an opposite effect. Ordnance is used for a lot of different things in the game that we don't want to quite talk about yet, but I will tell you this, it is not a currency. So it is not a currency, I promise.
Yeah.
But it will explode shit in some
One of
ways.
the goals when we were in the room, and I think I'm the one that actually named it, because I'm like, how cute is that? The Ordnite. The idea is that the Borderlands universe is much bigger than anyone thought. It's bigger than just the Iridians, and Ordnite is a part of that new larger puzzle that you didn't even know you were looking at. And we're excited to start peeling back those layers for everyone. Yeah.
Nick, what will split screen look like, and how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, it's split screen. It's,
Is it hot dog or hamburger?
What did you say, hot dog, hamburger?
Hot dog or hamburger style?
It's the
That's horizontal for the uninitiated.
It's horizontal.
But couch co-op out of the gate, or remote co-op, or couch plus remote. Like however you want to do it. Who does that anymore? We do that, MFers. We do that.
And Grant, what will the rarity levels be?
Ooh, rarity levels will go from common to legendary.
Thanks, Grant.
There's your
nailed it.
There's your gray. There's your green. There's your blue.
I don't like how you're saying
There's
that, by the
your
way.
purple.
And then there's orange.
There's your orange. There's your
Hold on.
I'm such a fucking troll.
Randy.
I'm such a troll.
Last one I'll ask here. After collecting vault key fragments, can you repeat the same vault over and over again?
Yes, you can.
Rerun your vaults.
Yes, rerun your vaults.
Awesome.
There's spectacular loot hidden behind.
You do have to start the entire game over. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's it for us.
Woo, you got through the questions.
I did. I did. We got through it all, but
yeah. Oh, you were standing there?
I'm like, come on, we got to wrap it up. Let's go.
All right.
Let's give a round of applause to everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, you guys.
All right, you all. Thank you. So, as Randy mentioned, we are hitting the road. Like, literally, Pitchford and Reiner and I are leaving this afternoon, going around the world on a trip. But we're coming to a place near you. In June, on June 21st, we've got the Borderlands Fan Fest event, and that's... Hi. Okay. We've got the Borderlands Fan Fest event on June 21st. We're going to be going to Billy World, and that'll be coming up in July. In August, we're going to be at Gamescom. We're also going to be at PAX West if you're in Seattle. And in October, we're going to be heading to PAX Australia. So I'm looking forward to that. But if you're here, where you're going is up to the Q Hall to get that poster signed. We're going to be hanging out up there doing autographs. So please come say hi to us, and we'd love to say hi to you. And we're going to do one more run of a trailer. All right, thanks you all. Let's hit the trailer.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? Of brutes. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning natural disaster. You are, in a word, mayhem. I take that personally.
Nothing wrong, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of hot. No, nothing wrong with a little bit.
A citywide curfew has been enacted. Violators will be shot on sight.